the arborio rice, and we're going to bring that to the boil. It's a bit like a risotto. We want the milk to absorb into the rice and it gets that beautiful rice creamy flavour. It's really nice. All right, so that's going to take about 30 minutes. We'll just keep stirring it and then we can come back and we can do the rest. All right, so that rice looks absolutely perfect, but the key is we've got to cool it down because we're going to mix the eggs into it, and if it's not cooled, the eggs will cook. So I'd love you to grab 4 eggs, just start whisking them through, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to zest about 2 tablespoons of the orange. Now, classic Italian rice cakes will often use the candied orange and the candied lemon, but you know, for me, I don't like things too sweet, and I just love the zest. That's really what we're going for here. Now, it's interesting because we want to have a lovely oily texture. So a lot of the time you would be using the butter or you'd be using cream. But what I'm actually going to use is extra virgin coconut oil.
Okay.
So you'll be surprised.
I'm hoping I will be.
Yeah. Can you put 2 tablespoons of the oil into the mix and then keep whisking, and then we'll add the agave nectar. So you can use honey. Don't use sugar with this. I think the flavour of honey or agave is really beautiful. Agave's got that lovely toffee taste to it, so I love the flavour in the food like this. All right, so you can pop the agave in there and a little bit of vanilla extract, or even better if you've got the vanilla pods, that's great as well.
How much agave should I put in there?
So that's about half a cup.
Okay, straight in there like that?
Yep.
And some vanilla?
And some vanilla. I've just put the lemon zest in there, so I've got the orange zest, the lemon zest, and what we're now going to add is the selection of nuts. So you can use anything you want. I've got some pistachio, walnut, some macadamias, and I like to leave them as a bite, you know, so you don't need to be crushing them up if you don't want to.
Do you want me to help you put some of these in?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Some sultanas?
Yeah, it's about, you know, maybe sort of 30 grams to 50 grams each, depending.
Is that enough?
Yeah, that's
about 30 grams, I think. There we go.
I love your random measurements.
It seems like a really rustic kind of dish. Yeah. So, you know, you can use any sort of fruit and stuff or nuts that you've got lying around. And the rice is the thing that holds it all together.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just going to pour the rice in, if you could just keep mixing.
Yeah. So you want me to break up the rice
that
mixes
would be great.
in? Beautiful. Yeah, it becomes nice and thick. Yeah, that's good.
So what I've done is I've preheated my oven to somewhere between, look, 160 to 170, depending on if you've got a fan forced oven or not. We can pop that straight into the cake tin.
There we go.
And I'm going to cook it for somewhere between 30 to 40 minutes, maybe a little bit more if you don't have a tin like this.
How do you know when it's cooked? What are you looking for?
What you're actually wanting is you're wanting to have a little bit of a wobble to it, a bit like a normal pudding, but if you stick a fork into it or a skewer into it, you do want it to be clean.
I call that the cheesecake wobble.
It's a good one.
Here we go.
This looks absolutely perfect. It's moist, it's delicious.
It's like a little piece of cake or torte, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you can obviously use any size you want as your baking dish, so it's entirely up to you.
That's great. So I'm going to have a little taste
have a
of that.
Try.
It's almost like a frittata. It's got that sort of consistency. It's quite firm.
Yum.
I do like it. I like the nuts. I would have it, of course, with some ice cream and drizzle some honey over it and stuff, but I think on its own as a picnic sort of snack and something to eat, I think it's lovely.
Well, look, I think it's the perfect dish to round out our 3 dishes. I loved your congee. I've got to say I really enjoyed that. That was what I had for lunch today. But this is the perfect afternoon snack. It's something you can put in the lunchbox. It's healthy and it's delicious.